Hey guys, welcome back to Know Your Game. Have you fellow gamers saw the newest Zelda trailers? Well, I did and it was epic. Naturally, I'd ask you to go watch it now. Pause here to just watch it now. Anyways, I hope you've done that. If you did, then well done. You're a pretty good guy. If you didn't, well, you're a pretty evil guy. But I'll have to help you anyways. But you should go watch it. It's seriously filled with epic things, not to mention really crazy moments. Now, let's get started. Firstly, we know that there are 3 videos regarding it, at least right now. At the time I'm writing my script, there is only just 3, so if there's 4 later, then it's not my fault. Now, let's begin. The first one we get is during the E3 2019. The next is shown at Nintendo E3 2021. Then, the last one is published in YouTube around 4 weeks ago. It was released at March 29, 2020 to be specific. All 3 videos show important things about the game, but more on that later. All 3 show some things that were supposed to be impossible. Take the Master Sword for instance. It's called the Master Sword, the sword that can kill Ganon and other demonic beings. For example, Ganondorf. In BotW, it is the only weapon, tool, that cannot break after everything. It can never break. It literally just needs to recharge. That's all. But in BotW 2, its sequel, it broke. I know, surprising, but if you want to know more about how it did, I'd say you should stick around. One thing I should say first is that, well, the sequel of BotW, well, it isn't called Breath of the Wild number 2. The title isn't out yet, so right now, I'm just gonna call it BotW 2, but it's still not the title, so don't get me wrong. Anyways, let's talk about the first video. It's basically the teaser, the start. At first, they showed some ancient glyphs, something that looked really ancient. It also glowed a greenish light. Next, we see the glyphs coming from a source, like spiraling outwards. Later, it zooms in. And then we go to another scene. It shows Link and Zelda's on creatures that's not dissimilar from elephants in an underground cave. We know this because there were pretty much crystals everywhere. They were trying to find the source of the glyphs, I think. Anyway, later, we see Malice, or something similar, attack and consume a mouse. Then, in the next scene, we see Zelda and Link finding the source of all the glyphs. It showed the glyphs spiraling outwards, as if some kind of green, mysterious energy. And there are also Malice seeping out. Later, it is revealed that there is actually a corpse there. A very old one at that too. Anyways, a hand is actually holding the corpse. For me, the corpse actually looks a lot like Ganondorf, or basically some kind of demonic thing. It has a glowing red eyeball on his forehead, so yeah, it looks pretty evil. Anyways, the hand of course isn't connected to a person, it's just dangling on the ceiling, holding the corpse. The arm isn't human too, it's more spectral. Then it speeds up, showing Link somehow having a green glowing arm. Specifically his right arm. As if he absorbed the arm that was holding the corpse. Later, we see Malice shot upwards to a ceiling. Then we see the arm somehow grab Link's arm. The video then shows shadows on the wall, showing a large monstrous person right in the middle of the mall. The mall meaning the arm, Link and Zelda, and pretty much everything else too. as if it escaped from the arm. So basically, yeah, I'm pretty sure that it's Ganon. Then we see that the ground beneath Zelda gave way. Then a hand showed up with a really sharp looking claws. And it kind of twitched too, showing that it didn't die. I'm pretty sure it's from the corpse too. Then we see the corpse. It started to twitch, and then it faced the viewers. Then later, it opens its eyes, showing demonic red eyes. Then finally, the last scene shows the castle, Hyrule Castle, somehow floating, flying upwards. Then the video shows glyphs again, and later the screen says, "The sequel of Breath of the Wild is now in development. The end." That was all for the first one. Now for the second one. First, a wall of reddish stuff fills the screen. Then it shows Link having his arm consumed by malice, or something similar. Then it returns back to the first scene, now showing malice tendrils creeping around. Then it shows the corpse again from the first trailer, roaring. It then goes back again, but now even more malice tendrils, getting more and more scarlet. Then we see Zelda falling down, like from the first trailer too. Then out of nowhere, the screen goes black. And suddenly, a burst of light, and it shows Link in a very different outfit, falling in the sky. In that scene, it also shows floating islands somehow. And from this scene, we can also see that Link's right arm, the one being consumed by the malice, the one that has a glowing right arm before, well, it's different. It's now the same as the arm in the first trailer, the one holding the corpse. Then we see Link gliding around, showing some more floating islands. It also shows Link having some kind of Sheikah shield or something. Perhaps there's a Sheikah tribe around the sky? Then the next scene shows Link again, running and showing the viewers some more flying islands. Then a guardian kind of thing appears. It's definitely not a normal guardian, that's for sure. Anyways, then we see Link gliding past a bokoblin camp. However, it isn't normal. The camp is on a stone talus. Not just that, the bokoblin there somehow has horns that are very similar to the horns of moblins too. We see in the next scene that Link's arm fuses with the previous arm I said, the one holding the corpse. Then we go to a location that looked a lot like Death Mountain. There, a metal ball was rolling down towards Link, and he used his arm to actually reverse its path. Basically, there was a ball rolling downwards, and Link used his upgraded arm to roll it backwards, upwards, as if he turned back time itself. Then we see Link setting something on fire. That something tried to attack Link. Later, we see a water droplet floating upwards, like time reversed. Link will then somehow phase through a floating island. Again, we later see Hyrule Castle flying towards the sky. We also later see that Malice is also coming from beneath the castle, as if it's carrying the castle. Then, the screen slowly fades to black and reveals the number 2022. That was the second video. And now for the third, the final one. Or at least for now. The start of the third video shows Eiji Aonuma. Sorry if I said it wrong, by the way. The producer of the Legend of Zelda series. He basically said in the video that the release date would be moved to spring 2023. It was originally scheduled for this year, but it got delayed because he said that they would extend their development time to, make the game better. However, the video doesn't just announce that. It also sweetened things by showing some previously unseen clips. They kind of showed some of the older clips again, which is pretty sad, while explaining that Link's adventure would be both in the sky and on the ground. He also explained that there would be some kind of new feature. Then the video shows Link. It showed Link looking at some sort of glowing orb, like he's investigating something. In this clip, we also see that Link has his Master Sword. And not just that, the Master Sword was glowing. Later, he, as in Link, takes the sword from his back and reveals that the sword is broken and covered with malice-ish things and holes everywhere. It really doesn't look much usable anymore. Then the video returns to AG Onuma. He then explains that in order to make the players experience something magical in the game, the entire development team has to work hard, diligently on the game. And so that we should wait a bit longer. And that concludes the third video. I know that the delay was sad. It was really sad. But I think it's a better decision. Many games actually rushed it and they didn't meet the players' expectations, flopping really. So this is actually something to be happy for. That means they're actually thinking about the players. They want it to be perfect. So I'm pretty sure we shouldn't be sad about this. And guys, I'm sorry to say this, but well, check the time. If you did, then you'll realize that it's already approximately 12 minutes long. Meaning that we obviously can't finish this episode this week. The full analysis will be next week. I'm really sorry. Basically, just tune in next week for the main reason you came. Yeah. I'm really sorry I made you tune in for what you didn't ask for, but well, I promise, the analysis is guaranteed for next week. So wait for a while, guys. I'm sorry, but that's just how it is. Anyways, see you next week. Goodbye.